Dear students, today we pick up the topic of electrolysis. Now, electrolysis, as you know, has got different case studies, and basically it's a chapter where the different compounds in aqueous or in the molten state, they undergo dissociation to form the respective products at the two electrodes, one cathode and the other one being the anode. Out of the case studies like electrolysis of molten lead bromide or copper sulfate solution or acidified water, for example, if I take up the lead bromide, molten lead bromide dissociation, let us see what products do we get here. First of all, lead bromide, the electrolytic cell or the crucible used is made up of silica, and this can withstand a high temperature because lead bromide needs to be heated up to its melting point where it's about 380 degrees centigrade. So this crucible can withstand this high temperature. So as if you are following up the board, lead bromide PbBr2, when it gets in the molten state, it undergoes dissociation. The force of attraction between the ions reduces and it gives you two ions, the cation and anion. Now this cation travels cathode and the anion travels to your anode. So at cathode, lead ion accepts 2 electrons and forms Pb. Alright, that's a grey metal, and at the anode the bromide ions loses 1 electron and forms the bromine atom. As bromine has 7 electrons in the valence shell, they both form a covalent bond leading to the formation of bromine vapor, which is reddish brown in color. So hence two products are formed, lead and bromine. Thank you. Alright, now we do come to one of the question from the chapter of electrolysis in the specimen question paper or ICSE type of question. Let us take, for example, if you would like to take down the question goes in this way. During the electrolysis of copper 2 sulfate solution using platinum as your cathode and graphite as your anode, the first part of the question is state what do you observe at the cathode. To understand the working of this, let us take for example the copper sulfate solution. So aqueous copper sulfate will undergo dissociation to form copper ions and sulfate anion. Since it's a solution, water will also undergo ionization to produce H plus and OH minus. So we get 2 cations and we have 2 anions. Out of these 2 cations, at the cathode, copper ions present down the electrochemical series, it is going to get reduced by accepting 2 electrons forming the copper metal. And while you are concerned with the anode reaction, most important here is what type of electrolyte or electrode in fact has been used. Over here the electrode used is platinum, which is inert. So as a result, hydroxide ion will give away its negative charge to form OH. So 4 of OH will combine to give you 2 water molecule and evolve the oxygen gas. So coming back to your question, what do you observe at the cathode? At the cathode, a pink metal is deposited. B, State the change noticed in the electrolyte. Well, in the electrolyte, copper ions are continuously being used up. So, initially when you start with the blue color of copper sulfate solution, it slowly fades out. So, the blue color changes and becomes colorless. And the last part was to write down the reaction at the cathode. Already we have done this. So, this is your reaction that is taking place at the cathode. Thank you, children.